Right now at 6, a Coast Guard rescue chopper lands back in Newport with a new clue. A potential ICE detention facility could still be in the works.
Plus, Oregon's top prosecutors put the feds on notice.
Some people are arguing their car windows smashed, ripped out of their car.
The actions they say cross the line.
Then, the major grant helping Latino business owners carve out a path in Portland's food scene.
And later, headed to PDX? Better leave the sweats and PJs at home.
I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better.
The government campaign to restore what some call civility in the sky.
First at 6, new developments in Newport, Salem, and statewide when it comes to efforts to push back on the Trump administration, particularly when it comes to immigration policies and enforcement. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Tonight, Newport's mayor is revealing new details that may indicate an ICE detention facility widely opposed by the city and neighbors is still in the works. Take a listen.
We confirmed today that Team Housing Solutions has called multiple hotels up and down the coast as recently as this morning, looking for as many as 200 hotel rooms for a year.
The mayor referring to a government contractor there. This comes as a Coast Guard rescue helicopter that was moved to North Bend last month, some 70 miles south, returned after the state and Lincoln County sued, and a federal judge issued a temporary order to bring it back. We've reached out to Homeland Security again, both about the chopper and potential plans for any kind of facility. We'll update you if we hear back.
Meanwhile, the city of Salem has now declared a state of emergency over immigration enforcement, joining communities like Woodburn and Hillsborough. Council voted 7-3 last night. Earlier this month, you might remember, federal agents detained at least 24 people in a single day in Salem. That's according to the immigrant justice group Oregon for All.
And top prosecutors in Oregon are confronting Homeland Security, saying the agency needs to immediately stop using unlawful and excessive force.
Let's bring in Evan Watson. Evan, we're talking about a cease and desist letter from the AG and others. What are they asking for?
Well, the Multnomah County, Washington County, and Clackamas County district attorneys joined Rayfield in sending the letter. Joined the Attorney General, that is. And the letter threatens the investigations of federal officers who crossed the line. The letter cites some examples accusing federal agents of hitting protesters and Portland police officers with tear gas and less lethal munitions, and stopping or arresting teenagers through aggressive tactics. Many of these actions are connected to immigration enforcement. Rayfield and the other prosecutors said they have received many reports of unjustified force. Rayfield adding, "We are putting them on notice that we are watching and will hold them accountable if they do not follow the law." Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez says federal agents need to be more responsible.
We're going to continue to push on them to make sure that we can do everything we can, because it is difficult to stand by as someone who is dedicated to the safety of this community and watch events and feel like we could be doing more.
In response to our recent KGW investigation into federal officer conduct, a DHS spokesperson said in part, ICE and CBP are trained to use the minimum amount of force necessary to resolve dangerous situations to prioritize the safety of the public and themselves. Guys.
Evan Watson reporting. Thank you, Evan.
Well, we are keeping a close eye on the weather as well during this busy holiday travel week.
And Matt, no matter whether it is rain or shine, at least we're going to have pie, right?
That's always in the forecast. Certainly for you, David. You've been angling for pie for a while now.
I'm guilty, all kinds.
I didn't know you were such a pie maven. That's amazing. All right, let's take you up to the Cascades right now, and you can see it is snowing up at Timberline. And I wish I could tell you that it would just keep dumping all weekend, that we'd be skiing by the end or at some point during Thanksgiving weekend. But it won't be. It's going to be warming up overnight. In fact, it's warmed up 2 degrees in the last hour, from 28 to now 30 degrees, and that warming trend will continue. Now, we look at the Cascade Passes, and that bears that out too. It's 34 degrees down at Government Camp. The road is either dry or just wet. A little bit of snow now falling at Sandia Pass, but it's 33 degrees and will be getting warmer. You can see the road, again, just wet. And Willamette Pass, no precipitation and above freezing as well. So traveling over the Cascade Passes will actually be pretty easy through the through the entire holiday weekend. The roads will be wet in the valley, so mind that. There'll be a lot of traffic. Wet roads, of course, can make things a little trickier, but that's really the extent of our big impact. It's a fairly unimpactful forecast for holiday travelers through the entire holiday weekend. So, what does it look like? Yep, there's Turkey peeking out from behind. He's looking for pie too, I think. Rain through Thursday, then it lightens up on Friday, showers and sun breaks. It ends Friday night, and one of the biggest concerns actually for travelers this weekend may actually be Morning Valley fog on Saturday and Sunday. Otherwise, we've got clear weather on the way, so we're looking pretty good, guys. Back to you.
Still got to bring some pie. Thanks, Matt.
You bet.
In your headlines, Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez is calling for major changes to the county's drug deflection program. It allows people caught with hard drugs to choose, get connected with treatment, or go to jail. The DA says starting January 5th, anyone who walks out of the deflection center without participating could potentially face prosecution. For those who stay, the DA will decline charges only if they show, quote, meaningful engagement within 90 days.
My sincere hope is that we will see people with this added layer of accountability engage and actually be successful in a meaningful way.
Data show less than 2 people per day on average were referred to the center in its first year. And of those referred, only 1 in 5 actually received some sort of service. Alma McCarty was at that news conference this afternoon, and we'll have much more coming up at 6:30 on The Story.
In sports headlines, the Portland Thorns appear to have fired their head coach, and after just 1 full season. Rob Gale had been with the team since 2023 and took over as head coach last year, leading the Thorns to back-to-back playoff appearances. First assistant coach Adam Day is also out. Assistant coach Sarah Loudon will take over in the interim.
PGE says a dam alarm that went off overnight at its River Mill Dam was a false alert. Around 1 a.m., a warning system triggered, prompting calls to 911 and a response from the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. Deputies didn't find any issues. PGE confirms the dam is secure and there was no risk to the public. The company says the alarm lasted about 20 minutes and they're investigating why it went off after a routine test that happened earlier in the day.
Well, staying in Clackamas County, the Sheriff's Office says a body recovered in the Mount Hood National Forest some 10 days ago has now been identified as missing hunter Devin Dobeck. The medical examiner has ruled Dobeck's death as accidental. 51-year-old Dobeck from Hubbard was first reported missing the day before Halloween after he did not return from a hunting trip. Search and rescue teams found Dobeck's body more than a week later at the base of a 400-foot cliff near the Fish Creek trailhead.
And in Hillsborough, a new affordable housing complex is going up in the Tanasbourne area. It's called the Dolores, named after civil rights activist Dolores Huerta. Congresswoman Suzanne Bonamici was there for a tour today.
It's very hard now to find an affordable place to live. And here in Hillsborough with the Dolores and other affordable housing projects that they're working on, this community in Washington County and many areas are working very, very hard to open the doors of opportunity for people to be in housing.
The complex features 67 units, 10 of which are dedicated to providing housing for people who were recently homeless. It's near Walker Road and Northeast 101st in Hillsborough and will be run by Hacienda CDC. Construction is expected to finish next spring. Meanwhile, that same organization just got a $15,000 boost to help local entrepreneurs who are BIPOC and low income launch their food and beverage businesses.
Celine Stevens shows us how this program will help them thrive.
A lot goes into getting a small business off the ground, and even more goes into helping it survive. The Empresarios program is meant to help Latino, BIPOC, and low-income entrepreneurs get started, and they were just awarded the funds to do just that.
In the beginning of this business, it was kind of hard. It was a little hard at first because my dad didn't know where to start.
Betsy Witzel and Trian's dad owns this food cart called Tabueno Ne. Like it can be for many small business owners, getting started was difficult. But thanks to the Hacienda Community Development Corporation's Empresarios program, he got the help he needed.
These people have a choice to pursue their dream instead of being afraid of holding back because they don't know where to start.
They helped him navigate his language barrier and pursue his dream. Now, the program is getting additional funding from WaFd Bank Foundation.
We awarded Hacienda CDC with a $15,000 grant to help their Empresarios program, which primarily helps them serve Latino, BIPOC, and low-income entrepreneurs who are looking to launch and grow their businesses in the food and beverage business.
Although this program has been around for years, it's kept up with the times.
We're going to be exploring AI and what the basics are for small businesses, how it can be leveraged.
The funds will also help with the digital literacy training, marketing skills, business registration, and more.
It's so important to support food and beverage entrepreneurs, especially in our local area of the city of Portland. I feel like Portland is really built on small businesses.
In Portland, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
More than 35,000 low-income Oregonians might lose financial help for health insurance if Affordable Care Act subsidies expire next month. The debate over extending these subsidies is why the government shutdown lasted as long as it did. When Congress voted to reopen the government, Republicans promised Democrats there would be a vote on it next month. One expert we spoke with says if they expire, more than 100,000 Oregonians who are mostly older or in rural areas could really feel the hit.
Okay, so if Congress doesn't act and these tax credits expire, what is the estimated increase in monthly premiums for the average Oregonian?
The average loss would be about $960 for a whole year. And that equates to about $127 to $456 per month.
And for seniors, especially seniors who are moderate, low-income seniors, it's again the choice between food and housing.
Tonight at 6:30, local members of Congress give their take on whether these tax credits will be extended and what the state says you can do right now to prepare.